Hi everybody, welcome to the simple present tense presentation. We're going to discuss the structure, the usage of simple present tense in this presentation. Let's start. First of all, I want to talk about the usage of simple present tense. Well, first of all, we use simple present tense to express daily routines. It is commonly used to describe habitual actions or daily routines in English. For instance, you can say, I wake up at 7 a.m. every day. And with this sentence, you indicate a repeated activity because you do it every day. If you talk about anything that you repeat every weekend or every month or every year, again, you can use simple present tense to describe this kind of activities. The other usage that I want to mention is the general truth or facts. In English, we use simple present tense to express this kind of ideas or events. For instance, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius is a statement that holds true regardless of time. And this information is correct for everybody everywhere. That's why this is a universally accepted truth. Thus, we use simple present tense to express this kind of truth and facts. The other usage that should be mentioned is the schedule events. While talking about the schedule events in English, we prefer simple present tense because, especially for public transportation or fixed events, since it doesn't change, since it is predictable, we use simple present tense. For instance, look at the sentence that's given here. The train leaves at 6 p.m. is a sentence that shows us that this is a public transportation routine and it doesn't change. It is fixed. It is a specific time for this train. It is about, although it is about a future activity, we prefer simple present tense. For instance, if you say the movie starts at 7 a.m. or p.m., whatever it is, so it doesn't change. It is a fixed date or it's a fixed hour. That's why, again, we prefer simple present tense to describe this kind of scheduled events. All right, when we come to the structure, first of all, let's talk about the positive sentences. In order to make a positive sentence in simple present tense, what we do is to use the base form after the subject and add an object to the sentence. But if our subject is he, she, or it, which is the third person singular, we need to add s to the verb. And in order to make negative sentences in simple present tense, what we do is, again, to be careful about the subjects. If the subjects are I, we, you, and they, we use don't and the base form of the verb. If the subjects are he, she, or it, which is singular person, then we need to use doesn't, does not, or doesn't, and after that we use base form of the verb. And when we look at the questions in simple present tense, the interrogative sentences again require a kind of auxiliary verb, which is do and does in the beginning of the sentence. You look at the subject. If the subject is he, she, or it, use does in the beginning of the sentence. And don't forget, you don't add any s to the base form. And if your subject is I, we, or you, or they, then you use do in the beginning of the sentence, then the base form of the verb. For instance, look at this sentence. Do you work here? Or since this is the question, you can answer yes, I do, or no, I don't. Okay, although there is no sentence here, let me just make an example for this. If the subject is your mom, your best friend, he, she, then your sentence will start with does. Does your mom work here? Okay, that's all, folks. Since this is just a short introduction about simple present, and it's just a limited explanation, of course, we need to talk about adverbs of frequency and time expressions or some other usages of simple present tense. This is just a short introduction. That's why this is enough for simple present tense. Thanks a lot. See you then.